Hi guys, welcome to the week 9 video lesson for Group Piano 2. You may hear some interesting noises in the background of the lesson today. That is because my cat's battery-powered cat toy is going berserk. It has been a really great purchase as their Christmas present because it keeps them entertained while I'm working, but it does come to life all by itself during the middle of the night and has done numerous times, which has led me to believe that it may be haunted. So I'll be sure to keep you guys updated as we go forward with the cat toy adventures. So this week's assignment is very, very simple. All we are doing is finishing up the vocal warm-up that we've done before, and just doing the last few keys of that, and then one of the sight readings, one of the transpositions, just like usual. So we'll go ahead and go through that vocal warm-up first in the keys. So again, remember that we're just harmonizing the 5-finger pattern with the 1 and the 5 chord. And then to transpose, we're just playing the 5-7 chord of the next key. And then just playing the 5-7 chord of the next key. 5-7 chord of the next key. So I'll just do that through one more time. 1, 5, 1 modulation. 1, 5, 1 modulation. 1, 5, 1 modulation. 1, 5, 1. So there we go. So for this week's unit, we are going to be talking about the 3 chord. Hang on, let me move this toy around to where my cats actually are. So, we're going to be talking about the 3 chord in this week's unit, which is the immediate. So, this is a chord that we'll find often associated or substituted for the 5 chord because it has 2 of the same pitches in common. So when you're noticing that in the harmonizations or the chord progressions, you can kind of consider that placement. So over on page 262, we have a couple of chord progressions. The first is one that just uses, this is a simple chord progression that uses our primary chords and our 3 chord. So we have 1, 6, 3, 4, 5, 4, 2, 1, 6. So that would be a good one to try through just to kind of get yourself acclimated with the 3 chord in a variety of different keys, and they have some transposition suggestions. And then we have a really big chord progression here. We have 1, 4, 5, 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 chord progression. So this one is a good kind of full workout of all of the chords that we have in each key. And if you can play this and transpose this easily to a variety of other keys, you can feel pretty solid in your skills for transposing, and you will probably be really solidly able to work through the harmonizations with quite a lot of ease. So this would be a great one to just work through, and again to also help familiarize yourself with the key signatures of a variety of the other keys that we are working on. So maybe even just trying it in those primary keys of C, F, and G, and then maybe doing the 11-2 where you try it in D, G, A, D. That would probably be perfectly sufficient. But I'll go ahead and just play it through in C major so you can hear how it's supposed to sound like. 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1. And you would just go through and try that in those other keys. So, the solo rep that we have available for this week, again, this would be one that you could choose for the exam, which is next week, is this Etude in C major. So, the solo rep for this collection of units leading up to the 10-week exam, these are really pretty simple. A lot of these are extremely short, and they're really using pretty simple chord structures that we can identify as being based on the concepts that we're learning each week. So you're going to be looking out for some potential 3 chords in in this piece for sure. So again, this would be a good one to go through and just practice hands separately. We can see that the left hand is very simple. A lot of these thirds. And then the right hand has this sort of repeating figure. So pretty simple, and we can also tell that the second half of the piece, starting in measure 9, is really, really quite similar to the first half. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate this one. Last two notes because I think it sounds nice. So here are the reading exercises for this week. You will just pick one of these, no transposition. So here's number 1. Second one. Notice how similar this is to the first one. Just descending chords this time. And both of these would be really great options to practice blocking. Really easy to practice those that way. Here's number 3. I'm playing that's a little bit too aggressive. Hang on, let's fix that. And then here is lastly number 4. And now we'll move over to the harmonizations. Just like last time, now these are getting a lot more complicated. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate one of them and show you the process that I would work through for the harmonization activity. And then you can apply that same principle to any of the ones that you choose. So last time I did one that had the pop chord symbols, so the letter names written out for the chords. So this week I'm going to do the Reuben Rachel that has the Roman numerals written in. You could also do the number 2 on page 266. And again, just like we were talking about last time, filling in the appropriate chords is very important. Make sure that you are careful about which chords are meant to be used in each measure, which chords fit. This is a little bit simpler because there's only 3 chord options. But I'll go ahead and go through the Reuben Rachel. So firstly, I'm going to go through and just play the chords in the original key. So I have my 1 chord first, which would be a C major chord. Then I've got my 4, 6, 4, which would be just my F chord. 1. And then I go to a 4 chord again, 4, 6, 4. 1. Now I'm going to a 6, 6. So that's a first inversion of the 6 chord. So that's really easy to get to from a 1 chord. Just bring my thumb up 1 note, and now I'm in an A6, and that's perfect. Now I'm going to a 3, 6, 4, which would be an E chord in second inversion. Pretty easy 4/6, 1/6/4, to 6, to 2/6, to 5/7, to 1. Now I'll play just the melody in the original key. So again, noticing any patterns that I can find in the melody. The first two measures basically repeat to the second two measures. So that makes it a little bit easier. And again, maybe thinking about some solfege if that's helpful for you. And then here we go, playing it from the beginning, both parts together. And you can hear some meowing. Hey dude, what's going on? Are you okay? Anyways, so here are the chords now in D major. So I'm just going to go through it again. Think about this first line is really easy. It's just my 1 to my 4/6/4 to my 1 to my 4/6/4 to my 1. Then I'm going to my 6/6. So I remember that that's really easy. I just got to raise my thumb up one note. Then I'm going to my 3/6/4, which in this case would be an F sharp minor 6/4. Then to my 4/6, to my 1/6/4, to my 6, to my 2/6, 5/7, 1. Now I'll try the melody alone. And now I'll go ahead and put both parts together. Again, no need to go super fast. Has appeared. Hi, Lovey. Are you being crazy? Why are you being insane? She is 6 months old, and she needs to get fixed very soon. So she's been getting a case of the crazy meows. Yeah. Okay. Could you not meow for just like 10 minutes? Okay. So that is how that will go. And again, you can choose any one of these harmonizations and apply that same practice strategy to any of the ones that you would like to choose. And then we'll go ahead and play through the harmonization with two-hand accompaniment option. And this is one that is actually going to be available for the exam. So I'm just going to play it through now, but I'll also play it through on the video for next week, just for your reference. So if you want to go ahead and get started practicing it this week, that would be a great idea. But then you will actually perform this for the 10-week exam. So here is the melody. will call out the chords as we go. 1 and a 2 and a E minor, D, C, B, E minor, D, C, B, E, jump to G, down to D, C, B, big jump up to G, D, C, B. So again, practice along with both parts of that. You will only need to turn in the two-hand accompaniment portion. So both of the bass clefs. Again, you don't need to worry about anything with the melody for the exam. So over on page 269, again, we have the improvisation from chord symbols. This is a great way to practice your chords, finding your chords in a variety of keys and making sure that you feel proficient with those major primary and secondary chords. And then also, it's a great way to practice assigning melody notes to each of the harmonies that are suggested. And with this one, they also are giving you some nice accompaniment suggestions. So for the first one, they're showing you that you could do a broken chord accompaniment. So that could be a great way to practice some of those different accompaniment textures. And then for the second one, they're showing you an Alberti bass. So just some interesting ideas that you could employ for working through each of those. And then we have some duet repertoire here. So I will play the primo part first to demonstrate what that is supposed to sound like. And then I'll play the teacher part and you can play along with it. So this is kind of similar to practicing the harmonization with two-hand accompaniment, because you could practice along with each of those parts. But it's just a little bit different because each part is sort of its own complete piano part. So do notice that the primo part comes in 2.5 measures before the secondo part comes in. So when you're counting, if you play along with that, just keep that in mind, and I'll count that in when I do the secondo part. But here's the primo part. Wow, tell me about it. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. 2. And repeat. 2, rest, 2, 3, 4. Rest, rest. Two, 3, 4. 1, 2. Repeat. And repeat. Forgot about that. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. and then here is the secondo part that you could play along with if you would like. So I'll count in, saying go 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. That's where the primo part would come in. And then so I'll just count through those rests. So I'll give it a 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. Rest, 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 rest. So that's how we'll go. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, ready, go. Rest, 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 2, 3, 4, rest, 2. Rest, 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 rest. 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 There we go. So counting through those rests is a little bit tricky and remembering the repeats, but that is just an option that you could practice along with. Again, those of you who see collaborative piano efforts as part of your future, these would definitely be some really great things to try and some things to spend some time practicing on. So as always, if there are any items that you would like to have demonstrated in any more detail, please feel free to let me know. Let us know if you have any questions, and happy practicing.